Every brand tells a story. And they are the storytellers. The Sutradhars. They present a brand with band, baja and barat to you. They are the Brandwallahs. He plays a pivotal role in shaping the media narrative for one of the country's most trusted FMCG companies. Rajiv Dubey, Vice President and Head of Media at Dabur India. Rajiv joined Dabur more than 3 decades ago as a media manager in the year 1994. He helped set up Adbur, Dabur's in-house ad agency, and dealt directly with all the big broadcasters. Rajiv has been instrumental in optimizing media strategies across traditional and digital platforms, including television, print, radio, outdoor, and digital media, ensuring maximized return on investment for Dabur's extensive brand portfolio. A distinguished media strategist and one of the most notable voices in the media industry, Rajiv Dubey is known for leveraging cutting-edge marketing technology and emerging platforms to future-proof Dabur's strategies. An avid cyclist and endurance enthusiast, exploring new terrains or participating in marathons, he brings the same energy and focus to his personal pursuits as he does to his professional endeavors. He is our Brandwallah. You're watching the Brandwallahs. I am Krishnakumar. On this edition of the Brandwallahs, we have Mr. Rajiv Dubey, Vice President and Head of Media at Dabur. Rajiv, great to be speaking to you. Talk to us. If I were to ask you from the top of your mind, one marketing campaign, one brand campaign, or one advertisement, that is iconic for you, that inspired you the most, your all-time favorite, ad campaign or advertisement.
I think the first one which I really remember very distinctly is early 2000s. We had a campaign with Bachchan Saab on Dabur Chyawanprash. Okay. And he comes and he narrates a poem in that, right? Starts with Dhara Hila and Gagan Bhuja. So that's the campaign. If you can play it, it's a really beautiful campaign. That is one campaign, it gives you goosebumps, it's that kind of a campaign. It's so beautiful. 22, 23 years later, we again shot with Bachchan Saab on another brand, Red Toothpaste. That's another campaign which I very clearly, distinctly remember, which was like really entertaining to watch and really did very well for the brand. Apart from that, yesteryears, if you remember, in 1980s, there used to be a campaign on Hajmola, which there used to be a dormitory scene in a school hostel in which all the kids are playing at night at the time when they're supposed to sleep, and they are rolling bottle of Hajmola. And there's a Hajmola Sir campaign. That's another very iconic campaign which I still remember. These are the campaigns which really have been iconic for Dabur, and it basically set Dabur apart from others in a very crowded marketplace, And look at the brands where we are right now. For example, Chyawanprash has a leadership. Dabur Honey has a leadership. Real Juices have leadership. All these brands are iconic brands and they have leadership in the industry.
Right. Okay. Iconic brands. Yes. I wanted to also ask you, apart from Dabur ads, do you get inspired by any other campaign, that has been loved over the decades?
So recent one I can still remember. One is the Cadbury's campaign, which was Shah Rukh Khan campaign, in which they used AI and reached out to each and every retailer in the country. That is one very good campaign. And apart from that, growing up years, Lalita Ji campaign for Surf. These two campaigns I would remember, apart from Dabur brand, which are very close to my heart.
If I were to ask you, one thing that's, according to you, is buzzing in the world of advertising and marketing? One campaign or one marketing initiative or a trend, what would that be?
Right now, everybody is talking about AI, right? How to use AI. So how one is using it and how one is able to use it in a best possible way to optimize the spends, optimize, the creative process, for example. The creative process used to be very, very long. Right now, there's a power in the hands of brand managers, So before rolling out the briefs, before telling the agency what to do, they can visualize and think and write the brief using the AI. You can visualize what campaign to put on air. Then the media planning part of it, which is optimization of monies part of it, right? There is a lot of work happening. So that's the buzzword, so as to say. You can optimize, you can segment your campaign, you can personalize the campaign to the last mile. So this is the growing trend nowadays. I mean, there is still a lot of work to be done over there. For example, in terms of optimization, there's a lot of work to be done.
And what do you mean by optimization?
In the sense that, right now, what happens is that, in terms of optimization, what I mean is that basically you should reach out to the right person at the lowest possible cost.
Okay.
So right now, it's a lot of spray and pray happening. So you need to be very focused. You should reach out to the right person at the cheapest possible cost.
Rajiv, talk to us in terms of what, in your mind is overhyped in the world of advertising and marketing, and hence is quite blah actually, but people keep talking about it all the time.
So I would say India is still a very television-driven country, right? Still, you would see that almost 70% people are still watching TV, and the country which has a huge distribution of newspapers. Somehow these two things are taking backseat and everybody just running after, say, digital marketing, so as to say. And the myth that digital advertising is cheaper is all wrong. So television advertising is still the cheapest way to be. And when it comes to events, for example, when you have something like, say, elections happening, or say a cricket series like Champions Trophy happening, or say IPL happening, or say World Cup happening, people still want to watch everything on a large screen. So when it comes to events, when it comes to movies, when it comes to sports, television is still the first port of call for people. You don't watch a cricket match, a final of cricket on your mobile screen looking like this, right?
But
you want to watch it along with the friends.
But we're talking about this at a time when, the viewership of IPL on the small screen is almost matching that on the big screen.
So as far as the television numbers are concerned, they are syndicated numbers, they can be proven. And the numbers which are there on digital is still based on the hearsay, right? There's no third-party validation. So I would use the data which you're saying that matching the numbers with the pinch of salt. And I would not undermine what is happening on, say, a small screen with respect to the digital screen on cricket. However, TV still has a large audiences on when it comes to sports.
And also, do you think that there's also too much talk on cutting down on print to make sure that money goes into, say, digital or other platforms? In that sense, would you still believe there's enough and more that can be done with print?
I have a following theory about print. Okay, I'll take some time to explain this to you. Right?
Please.
So the print can be divided into two eras. One is the pre-COVID era and the post-COVID era. So when the COVID happened, a lot of people stopped subscribing to newspapers, and now there's certainly a drop in the print circulation. It's not 100% yet. Let's face this fact. Now, who has the newspaper? People who are reading the newspaper, they're very mature people who really want to read the news. And by newspaper, you mean the physical newspaper that you get. You're not subscribing. You're not subscribing to the e-paper. Not the e-paper. I'm talking about the physical newspaper. The bill is not so much. This is as far as the profiling of people is concerned. So if you look at the people who are buying the newspaper, they really have money and they really want to read the newspaper. That's why they're buying the newspaper. As far as the readers is concerned, this is one part. Now, secondly, look at what kind of advertising which is going into the print right now. I had never seen, say, a Mercedes S-Class or GLS getting advertised anywhere. you see advertisements of GLS where? In Economic Times and other newspapers. I had never seen Maserati getting advertised anywhere. Do you see advertising of a Maserati on TV or in digital media? No, you don't. Where do you see it? On newspapers. When a new mobile phone is launched, where do you see the ads? First, newspapers. Newspaper is still a very, the first port of call for the premium product. And gradually what's going to happen is, a newspaper industry will flourish because premium products will be featured over there, not something which is very massy and you want to hyper personalize something like that, right? You want to go mass, you want to go premium, you want to sell something very premium like say a Maserati or say S-Class Mercedes or say a Porsche, for example. Porsche also advertised by the way.
And also all these multi-crore homes that are being sold on the first page of newspapers.
So how do they sell it? They can't send you a text and say that, okay, here's the home, right?
Here's the home with 5 crores.
It's 5 crores. First of all, you think that it's a spam. Right?
Once upon a time, people would wait for an ad to come on TV and enjoy watching those ads. Today, they're completely distracted with their phones all the time or so many other forms of media all the time. How difficult it is for you as a marketer to reach out and build genuine connections with the consumers?
So I have 2 theories about it. One is that, the Gen Z or say the new age consumer has very little attention span. A goldfish has an attention span of 7 seconds or 8 seconds, something like that.
Okay.
Gen Z has probably 5 seconds. So you have to cater to their needs and have to give something which attracts them within those 5 seconds. That's one part taken care of. Secondly, have you heard of a series called Game of Thrones?
Of course, who hasn't?
How many seasons was it?
8 seasons?
9 seasons.
9 seasons.
9 seasons. Every season had about 10 episodes.
Yes.
So how many hours is it?
That's
many hours.
That's 10 hours per season, so it's 90 hours.
So people don't have dearth of time, right?
Okay.
People have time. It's the content you want to show them will attract them. If you show them something very compelling, they'll sit and watch it. When it comes to something which is, so if you're not able to get attention of somebody in 5 seconds, you'll never get it. So if you have a good ad, so
is that the metric now? You have to get the attention of the consumer in the first 5 seconds, otherwise you've completely lost.
So that's one metric that works along with other matrices as well.
Okay.
So recently we have made some ads which are 1 minute and 90 seconds ads.
Okay.
And we had a heart to run it as well on TV, right? It cost a lot of money to run ads on TV, but we still did it because you can't tell the story unless until you show people the whole thing. Smaller ads, smaller bits of ads, they work only for frequency. It doesn't work for, say, if you want to tell the whole story and you want to tell something about your product. It doesn't work like that.
Tell us, how do you plan for a traditional brand like yours and with traditional products like yours? How do you plan social media marketing or online marketing, in this day and age?
So, what we have recently, or say last 5-6 years, we have very successfully done is using influencers for our brands, right? So we always used to have a mega influencer like Bachchan Saab for our campaigns. Is the influencer as well, but mega influencer. But now in India, everybody is an influencer in some way, right? For us, our parents and teachers used to be influencers. For Gen Z, like everybody who they resonate with is an influencer. So we using influencer in a very, very big way. So all shapes and sizes of influencers, start with a mega influencer, micro influencer, then middle level influencers. So all kinds of influencers one can use. Influencer-led campaigns have very short life, and they're used only for a certain period. It's very topical, and it can be used for a certain topical days, certain topical events. So it works very, very well for that day. Overarching that, then you have a mega campaign, which is say a big mega star like Bachchan Saab or say Krishnakumar, etc. That keeps running. But to reach out to Gen Z and to be relevant to them, you have to talk to them in their language. And these influencers work very well for us and basically help you drive commerce over there. And then another set is that when you go to the quick commerce, etc., you have different type of advertising. You have to attract people who are visiting that platform. You have to be there. You have to have.
So you allocate spends on social media across platforms for different products in different ways?
Yeah, absolutely. So for every brand, there is a different strategy, and for different brand, different market, there's a different strategy which works.
So you're saying that some products you will advertise more on, say, Instagram, and for some others you will do more on for Facebook or Meta, and on some other platform for other products.
So these platforms are quite similar. So between Facebook and Meta, it'll be very similar. But say some brands will only do, for example, television. They can't hyper personalize and go there. For some brands, only say some brands are digital first brands, for which only the digital campaign works. For example, the skin care brands, like say for a lot of hair care brands, etc. It makes sense to be there only in the digital platform. For brands like Chyawanprash, which are mega brands for the company, you have to use all kinds of media. For example, you have to use TV as well, digital as well, social as well, everything.
So let me get this straight. So all the new age brands and new age products, so to speak, so the first focus is on social media, and then other platforms. And as far as traditional products are concerned, traditional brands are concerned, first TV and then the others.
I would say segregation is not done like that. What happens is that digital provides very low entry barrier for the brands to be launched. Suppose you launch a product and you want to test it out first. So first you go through this route and see what's happening. Are we getting enough traction or not? Then you go and launch it. And so that way we have say a plethora of brands which we have launched in the last 4-5 years, which are digital first brands. Like there's a product called mustard oil, which is sold only in the e-commerce right now, and now in the modern trade as well. There's a product called baby diapers, Dabur baby diapers, which is there's an opportunity to sell that product in Amazon and say other platforms. So it's available only in this platform. So that you won't see any TV advertising for that because it's available only in these formats. So similarly, there's several products which we keep launching wherever there is an opportunity to generate business.
And with that, we take a very short break. We'll be back with lots more with Mr. Rajiv Dubey of Dabur on the other side on the Brandwallahs. You're watching the Brandwallahs. We're in conversation with Rajiv Dubey of Dabur. Rajiv, if I were to ask you, the one thing about your job that you love the most, the most favorite part about your job, what would that be?
So like I said, there are so many brands to work with. So since there are so many brands, there's so many different teams to work with, right? So every team gives you different experience, different set of challenges, and so that's something very exciting in a job that you work with so many different sets of people, sets of brands, and you work towards the common goal of generating good value for the brand.
What is the one thing about your job that you hate the most? Like this is something you've been doing for so many years now, but the one thing that really is, a pain, so to speak, for you to deal with.
The biggest pain today is the commute. Getting to work is the big thing.
That's for all people on all jobs, but the one
that's one thing. That's a big pain. So what I started doing is I started going early to office so that I cut on the travel time. But traveling to work is really a pain.
Campaign that you truly loved working on in the recent times, which one would it be? One branding initiative.
So I've been very close to one brand in this company, apart from other brands which we have built over the period. One brand which we really saw has had a very good uptick in the market is red toothpaste. Okay. We launched it about 2 decades back, and it was basically a transformation from Lal Dant Manjan into a red toothpaste. Gradually, what happened is that this product picked up. We did a lot of sustained advertising in different markets, in say in South, in East, etc. And it has become #1 product in a lot of markets. In Orissa is the #1 toothpaste brand. In Tamil Nadu is #1 toothpaste brand. In Andhra Pradesh is #1 toothpaste brand. So that's something which I have seen very closely, and that's the brand which has been put up from ground up and has seen a tremendous amount of success. The campaigns after campaigns, we could communicate to the consumers in their language, in their nuances, in their language nuances, and that worked very well for us.
There is lots of talk about the India consumption story, which is crucial for the growth of the Indian economy. Talk to us. Do you think there are cracks that are emerging in the India consumption story? Do you think people are consuming enough? And more importantly, how difficult it is to market to people at a time like this because of the context?
So, consumption story is different for different set of products, I would say, right? For say companies like consumer products companies, FMCG especially, last couple of quarters one has seen that there has been, the growth has not been the way one wanted it to be. It's been very flat, etc. But look at this country, which was not so much into going to concerts, for example, right? I remember there were days when any pop star or any rock star would come to India, and everybody will be looking for a free pass. Now people go and book the tickets. So Daldi's Dosanjh sold.
Very expensive tickets.
Expensive tickets, very expensive, 15,000 rupee ticket. Look at Coldplay, look at Ed Sheeran, look at Brandwallahs. All these guys came to India, they sold the tickets, and this concert was successful. Look at the cars. Car sales have been phenomenal last 4 or 5 years post-COVID. They have done very well. Look at the airline ticket sales. They have been phenomenal. So people are spending a lot of money on luxury items and expensive products, was to say. Consumption story, I think there's some mismatch somewhere. Probably liquidity is an issue with some people, etc. So I think once the economy eases out, I guess, that's my personal take. If the economy eases out a bit, people get more money in their hands, the consumption will start happening in every sphere of business. But right now, what I wanted to say was that it's not that consumption has gone down for everything. No.
Okay.
Consumption has got skewed towards certain things, I guess.
And skewed towards luxury and premium products.
That's one thing I've observed.
One last thing I wanted to ask you, talk to us in terms of the future of advertising and marketing. What is the one big trend that you foresee that is emerging at this stage?
One big trend I see is that, there are plethora of products available. For example, anybody with an idea today can start manufacturing and start selling the product. And access to the market has become very easy for people. For any common man, if one person has an idea, can take the product to the marketplace very easily. So for us, for people like us, what happens is that competition has become fierce. Your product really has to be much superior to anybody else in order to be in the business. Because remember, our business is a repeat order business. I have to sell my same product to the same consumer again and again. And I have to communicate to that consumer before that consumer buys it. So I have to beat everybody. I have to beat all the new entrants. I have to beat all the new players. And lots of ideas about new products keep coming, right? And people, for example, there used to be only 1 or 2 shampoo brands many years back. Nowadays, you can see that there are like thousands of variants of shampoos available, thousands of brands of Chyawanprash are available, right? So you have to keep fighting with these smaller players, keep fighting with anybody who is capable of getting to the market and giving you a threat. So from our point of view, fighting the competition and generating new ideas, generating new products is a challenge. Whereas from from somebody who's an innovator, is in the market, who wants to enter a market, entry has become very easy for people to be there. So competition is going to be fierce, and
attention spans are low.
Attention spans are going to be low, the consumption story is something which needs to have uptick. Right now, consumption is not to the extent what one wants, but I hope that once we have more money in our hands, probably we will spend more. That's what keeps this world going.